Welcome back. Yeah, we got this little piece here, and it used to be an adze, but it's well worn and chipped now. But that, where my index finger is rubbing, well, that fit up into to an adze handle, and this was a business end. This used to have that sharp edge to it, and probably longer, and it was used to cut wood. Now, if this was a lot longer and bigger, I would say quite possibly it would have been an axe, but I'll go with adze. I should check the time. Oh, I got another hour. And then I have to head up to the house. That looks like it might have been an accident. Just an accident to nature, I should say. Well, I'm glad I had the opportunity to come down here and find these other artifacts. Nope, nothing. That's some mud. Oh! Oh yeah, I remember finding this adze. It doesn't look like anything, but you put this on a handle, an adze handle, you got yourself a cutting tool. An early paleo tip for a spare. I don't think it was finished, but that's what it is. Now, that is just an accident of nature. I don't think it was a big axe, no. I don't know. What's this? Oh, that. That's a piece of kimberlite. There is a lot of iron in it. I bet if one struck this and some flint together, they would get some sparks. They probably would. Well, that's interesting. Well, this is not man-made. This material here is part of the Devonian strata. That's igneous rock that was shaped on the surface of when volcanoes went off. This was the stuff on the very surface. Usually it was mixed with other elements, minerals, etc. That would make a good candle holder, though. It definitely would. Okay, what the heck is this? Well, I'm going to hazard a guess that this was going to be turned into a knife. They would have had to work this like an early ulu. They would have had to rub and nap all the bottom of that into a good sharp shape, and then they would have a hefty cutting tool. Yeah. Holy cow. Why didn't I notice that before? This was work stone. Oh, that's fun. It was worked there. There was this is probably the same height all the way along, but they worked that down there. They were going to turn this into a cutting tool, definitely. I'm calling this a Debert Folsom Point tool. Yep, that's what it is. I knew I would find something important. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. I want to make sure I get this. Now I can give it back to the beach. And I'll have it in video memory. I will have something to compare it to. Yep, it's artifacts like that that get trapped in here. Now, if I could just find another Thunderbird artifact, that would be nice. I miss wearing that. Okay, if I'm going to find anything, it's going to be down in this hole. That almost sound like I'm talking about gold. Yep, you'll find the gold piled around that corner. Yeah, I think that was a cutting tool at one time. Same here. That was a tool for something, I don't know what, but something. I don't know what, I don't really know what world they actually, paleo people and archaic people lived in. The world changed so rapidly. Yeah. For a long time it was just muskeg. And then suddenly new tree species came in and new animals. Okay, I'm starting to run short on time here. Yeah, this was a work tool from the Paleo period or Archaic period. I just have to get the image of it. Oh. Get the angles. Oh yeah, this was definitely worked. What's this? I think I just found an axe. I am pretty sure I did. Yep. There's a groove for the handle. In the very center, there's actual groove for the handle. Right here and right here. That used to have a sharper edge, but a stick would be the handle. It was a crotch top would be slid up over this axe head, and it would be secured in with good cordage or sinew and pine sap or tree sap of some sort, and you could chop away at small trees, shrubs, stuff like that. Yep. Okay. Now, yes, I'll walk down this way and hopefully come across some other stuff. Yes, one never knows. Like today I come across the... Oh, that's not a periwinkle. It's way too big. Interesting though. Yeah. Whatever snail inhabited it is now long gone. Yeah, hard to classify. Very difficult to classify the materials in here because they're from less than 1,000 years ago and they're from as much as 10,000 years ago. The Folsom tools are. Those slate knives I found over there, the ones with the handles, they're like, I think 5,000 or 6,000 years old, maybe even 8. I don't know, but they're most likely around the 6 mark. Now this, believe it or not, let me wash it off, is not just an ordinary rock. To some it might look ordinary, but it isn't. A pestle. If you want to grind any large amount, they take a really big cup stone or a wooden bowl or something, and you want it to mash up, I don't know, plant roots and stuff like that. this would be your to-go-to tool right there. Oh my God, look at that. There's even, yeah, that's what it was for. That was for processing food in a village location, like maize. They, if you wanted to mash up a lot of maize, corn. Oh, get rid of that fly. Yeah, this is one tool that you would use. And to think it was used between 1 and 5,000 years ago, or between 1 and 10,000 years ago. It's all very interesting. I'll give it back to the bay. Yep. That would have gone into a pestle. A pestle, some dish-like container, or a receptacle, and that would have crushed up, I don't know, plant roots, squash. So maybe I'll call that a historical artifact. Now, if I could just find some more fossils, that would be great. I came out here and all I found was human artifacts. Yep, this stone would have been important. Maybe I'll get lucky if I go to the spot that I found the Thunderbird artifact. And I'm real darn handy to it. I just crossed it over there. I think this here is an old timber, and I'm correct. Yeah, an old timber from the last century. But that reminds me of a story. It was one of the Great Lakes. A chap saw this log on the beach, and he always thought it was a log, and then one day he flipped it over, and it turned out to be a dugout canoe. Yeah, an old dugout canoe from the 17th century or around there. Well, what they used to do, the wooden dugouts, they had to sink them underwater to keep them from drying out and cracking and splitting. And sometimes some dugouts are just forgotten and left in the water, but in this instance a storm blew that canoe up onto shore, moved it up onto shore, and in the upside down position, of course. And for a long time nobody thought much of it, but then that one guy decided to look at it more closely. He thought it might have been good firewood or something. Yeah, but that's a true story. Oh, I gotta check the time. Okay, it's only going on 5:30, 5:25. I got time. I got time. Oh, that's a brick. Oh, sweet. A fluted point, meaning it's, yes. Basically, the fluted point has two bevels. It gives a point. Oh, where'd it go? Right here. So the only thing I haven't found yet is a plummet stone. I found everything else. But no plummet stone. Plus there's probably stuff that I have walked over and not realized. Yeah, as time progresses and I get to look at the